got to stand up strong. Think the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Happy Communist Day. Today is Communist Day. Happy Communist Day. I hope you all have a good day off. Whatever good day off means to you. Be careful out there. It's a mess. And go back to work tomorrow. Some of you. Happy Communist Day. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. And my biblical question, I have a brand new biblical question in a minute. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're busy, you're out there traveling, hiking, about to have a near-miss crash, one plane colliding with another, doors falling off the planes, or you're on the airplane and they're fighting, people fighting, or you're just relaxing at the beach. Anywhere in the world, we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And if you're black, everybody and their mama. You could be listening to the show podcast, or if you are like exercising, just too busy to sit and watch it, you can podcast the show, and you can go and do what you're doing and be listening to the show by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. Or you may be even stuck into outer space. There's a guy and a woman, who the woman should not be up there anyway. No wonder they're stuck. They're stuck in outer space. And they can't get back home. So they're going to be there for a while, according to the report. My concern is when they come back, will the woman accuse the man of sexual harassment in space? What? But anyway, you can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. Amazing, huh? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond, BOND JLP Cash App. Amazing. If you were not at the fellowship yesterday, I don't know what to say. Well, and some of you, a lot of you watched it online. I understand that. Everybody couldn't be there. But people came from everywhere. out of town, in town, around town, everywhere, and their mama. And it was an amazing fellowship. I really appreciate those fellowships. I learned so much. So if you missed it, go to rebuildingtheman.com/church. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. It is, not only is it communist, socialist Monday today because it's Labor Day, whatever that means. It is, every Monday, by the way, is Female Monday. All my life I had to fight.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Amazing. We're taking all calls, but the female calls are first when they come in. But we take all calls about all things. So let me just do the biblical question. Last week, biblical question was, do you want to be different? Do you want to be different? And the point I wanted to make with that question, which I did not get I didn't do a good job of yesterday of making that point or getting a chance to. Maybe I could have had I made it happen, but I didn't make a good point of it. The question is, do you want to be different? The answer is yes. And not for all people. Most people love their health. I'm talking about those who want to be different, right? But then, yes, I want to be different, and leave it at that. Don't fill in what the difference is. Don't say, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. I don't want to be this or that anymore. I want to be this or that. Leave it blank because you don't know what you want to be. But the imagination will fill in what you want to be or what you don't want to be and what you want to be. So the point was to say yes and leave it blank, but notice how your mind, the imagination, want you to fill it in with something. That was the whole point about that question. Do you want to be different? And it was interesting responses. Thank you all. And I thank you because it's nice to see people. There are a lot of people working on themselves now, men and women. Working on yourself. You got to work on yourself. Work is not, your life is not going to happen until you work on it. You are responsible for you. So that was the whole point of that question. Do you want to be different? Yes. For those that want to be different. Some people say they didn't want to be different. They love their misery, right? They want to stay in their hell. But that's the whole point of that question. Don't fill it in with anything. And I have a brand new biblical question, and it is a doozy of all doozies. It is a Mamma Mia or Narcissia, gracious of all Mamma Mias and all glasses. Listen to this. Do you know the truth? What is it? Do you know the truth? What is it? That is an amazing. Isn't that a guy in an airplane or something?
Out there looking out in the distance.
Oh, nice.
Looking for the truth.
Nice. Do you know the truth, Anchor Baby? And what
I know the truth right now.
Do you know the truth?
The truth right now is so true that I fill in. I love having an answer for everything. You know what I mean? And I fill in the blanks, and And what you were just saying about
And how about the new biblical question? Do you know the truth?
Hey, I'm dealing with that truth, okay?
Oh, about how you feel in the blank? Yeah.
One thing at a time.
Last week, biblical question. Amazing, huh?
Incredible.
Incredible. That's what you are to me. Incredible, yeah. So, that's the biblical question. So, it's Communist Day, so we kind of laid back today. Nothing too serious. So, have you ever gone up to the priest at your little Catholic church and asked the priest to baptize your child, all in the name, and it looked like the priest ended up slapping the child because the child won't be quiet, and then it appears that the priest is slapping the child, and then the parents look like they're trying to get the child away from the priest. And the priest either, I don't know if he just old or don't know what's going on or what's going on here. Did you hear about this? A French priest filmed slapping baby, according to this story. Now, I don't know, but it appears to be that way. Like, shut up, baby, so I can baptize you. What the? This is from Independent. June 2018, troubling video footage emerged of a father, meaning a priest called father, not a daddy, but a priest called father, of a father, Jacques Lecour. Sound like a drink. Jacques Lecour. Hitting a baby across the face with an open palm as he attempted to conduct his baptism. In an interview with French Info Radio, Mr. Lecour stated it was somewhere between a caress and a slap. I hope to calm him down. I didn't know. This reminds me of the Pope. The Pope would tick like this, remember? I didn't know what to do, he said. Watch this soundbite.
C'est un caprice, ça s'appelle un caprice. Je vais faire couler de l'eau sur le front du juge. Et après, on va embrasser le bonhomme. Parce qu'il sera devenu un petit chrétien. Oh là 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 là. Je crierai plus fort que toi. Alors, du calme. Du calme. Il faut se calmer.
The Pope is
Tu vas te calmer. Voilà. Tu vas te calmer.
Wait a minute, Mr. Pope.
Tu vas te calmer. Tu vas te calmer. Voilà.
Even the little boy went up there to see what's going on.
I know the truth.
The Pope is ticked.
That's what I was going to say.
What?
Yeah, I was going to say I know the truth, but I can't quite put it in words, but I'll leave you with 4 words. The Pope is ticked.
The Pope is
That's
ticked.
pretty close to the truth.
What the? He like, shut up, boy. What the? I'm surprised the father finally took action and took the baby away too, Joe. I mean, he took his due time, that's for sure. Even the woman over there by the pool, whatever, behind the little banister thing, like, what's going on, Pope? What the? He smacked the baby. Y'all better watch our children going up there to get baptized. All in the name. Father just could add it. I apologize for my clumsiness to the family. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to slap your baby. I am finishing my ministry now. It's was my last baptism. And there is an end to everything. There's an end to everything. So I guess he went out with a bang. I'm going out with a bang. Can I see the baptism one more time? Watch the family, the father and the mother. I guess that's the mother in the red, and that's the father behind her. Watch that. Look like he hit the baby behind the head, too. Maybe that was the closeness.
C'est un caprice, ça s'appelle un caprice. Je vais faire couler de l'eau sur le front du juge. Et après, on va embrasser le bonhomme.
Shut up.
Parce qu'il sera devenu...
Be a good boy, bonhomme.
Oh là 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 là. Je crierai plus fort que toi. Alors, du calme.
Why did baptize the baby? Ooh.
Du calme.
No.
Calme. Tu vas te calmer. Voilà. Tu vas te calmer. Tu vas te calmer. Tu vas te calmer. Voilà.
The Pope is like, you little spoiled brat, shut up. The Pope is ticked. What a mess. Why are they baptizing a baby anyway? The baby know nothing about it. Let the baby decide when he want to be baptized, when he is old enough to make his own decision. He's not going to even remember that he was baptized. He's definitely not going to remember the smack. Well, he might remember the smack from the Pope more than the baptism itself. What the? I want to go to the phones, and later on, I got this amazing story about that black girl, Breonna Taylor. Remember the all Black Lives Matter mess? Well, there is an amazing outcome on the story, according to this report. Get ready, Black Lives Matter folks. I can't believe that, well, I believe because it is happening, that America, and especially white America, allowed Black Lives Matter, far left, liberal, radical, anti-family, anti-everything good, worse than the KK group, made America disarm the police, take away the police, get rid of the police. I can't. I just don't understand. But I do understand. But I don't understand. And I do understand. We got to get to all your calls. He'll pick up out there in a minute. Don't worry. But I have this amazing story coming up about that female Breonna Taylor. I think it may be some good news, at least for the police. Let me go to Devin, a first-time caller out of Canada. Devin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you. Pleasure, man.
Thank you, Devin.
How's it going?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
Right on. Just my day off. I'm, been a fan of the show for a minute. I haven't watched you in a bit, but it's always awesome. You make me laugh. So
you make me laugh. You make me smile. If only for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
How can I help you, buddy?
My question was, I don't know. My question initially was if you could possibly define God.
Define who?
God.
God? Oh,
yes,
you can't define God. He cannot be defined.
Okay.
What made you think of that?
Just a philosophical question.
Oh, okay. No, he cannot be defined.
Okay.
Amazing.
Right on, man. Amazing. Yes, sir. Yeah, I fucking... Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, my gosh. I apologize for that.
You are. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to hear you say BLM was created by black lesbians, if that's possible.
Fat, black, radical lesbians. And they themselves said it. It's not me saying it. They said it. And they hate the family, they hate God, and they truly hate America.
Yeah, it's actually quite incredible how.
Do they have them over in your country too, in Canada?
Oh, it's. I'm in Ottawa, so you know where the trucker convoy was.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Where our prime minister called us a bunch of Nazi enthusiasts.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's it. We're full of them.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Devin. Call me again. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Do you mind one last thing? When I first seen you off a clip a long time ago with a reporter that was, I believe she was a Latina, and she was incredibly ignorant.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Amazing. Thank you, man.
All right, buddy. Call me again.
Cheers. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. Let me go to first-time caller out of Georgia. Georgia, on my mind. Matthew, out of Georgia. Matthew, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well, sir.
Hey, so I just had a question. First of all, I just wanted to thank you for everything that you do and the message that you're giving to us from God. And it really resonated with me that you say differently, that we should be made perfect. But I found this verse yesterday in 1 John 1:8 that says that if we say we sin not, then we are sinners and we're deceived. So I'm just confused because the Bible is calling us to be made perfect, but then it says if we say we are perfect, then we are deceived. So will we ever be perfect?
But it doesn't say that if we say that we sin not. It says that if we say that we have never sinned.
Oh, okay.
And because sin is of the heart, anyone that has anger is sinning deeper than I can even find the words to express, because an angry heart is an evil, wicked heart. And so we have to repent for being evil. And the hardest thing in the world for most people to do is to admit that they're wrong for being evil. Human beings are evil. Their hearts are wicked, and they want to admit it. But those who do admit it, then their hearts are changed from anger to love, and that's when you start to wake up.
Okay.
Do you see that you're evil?
Yes.
And what is it like for you to see that you're evil?
Well, I did see that I didn't even realize what I was driven by.
Yeah.
And I also saw that it wasn't my will because I was trying to impose it so much and didn't even know. That's how I knew it wasn't my will.
Absolutely, man. That's deep.
And I've just been watching it unravel. That's the only word I've got for it.
I like that word.
The things that I thought were me are just falling apart and being made useless. But thank you, Mr. Jesse. Thank you for answering that because I was confused.
Yeah. And so the real you, when this fake you disappear, and if you stay with it, it will disappear. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not your body. You're not your ideas. You're none of those things. And when all that disappear, and it will, the real you will appear. And it's just the only word I can think right now is amazing. You're gonna so stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it, Matthew.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Take care now. Amazing. 888-7753-773. There's a line open. Let me go to Gabriel, a first-time caller out of California. Gabriel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
So yeah, I had a question. My girlfriend had just gave me some information. I just want to know if I should get involved somehow. She told me recently that her sister went to her mother's house, and she was gonna grab something to drink, and the mom told her, "Oh, don't drink out of that. That's for her stepdad." And she was like, "Why can't I drink out of it?" She's like, "I put some sleeping, like organic sleeping medicine in there so he can feel tired to go, so he doesn't go out or anything like that." Recently, she caught him cheating and like sending money to another woman in Mexico, and so she's trying to like prevent him from, going out or doing anything. She also so what she did was she kind of spiked his drink a little bit, and I thought that was pretty wild. So.
Your girlfriend spiked her.
No. My girlfriend's mom
spiked her boyfriend's drink.
Yeah, her husband drink. Yeah,
because she didn't want him to go and cheat on her.
Basically.
Oh. And your question is what?
Yeah, like shit. So what I did, as soon as I found out, I told her to go tell her to tell somebody or to do something about it, because that's pretty evil. But it's just kind of, should I get involved in this, or should I just leave it alone?
I mean, based on just the information you've given me, I don't know what the whole story is, but let's say that the wife is spiking the man's drink, and you know that is true. I would at least let the man know that his drink is being spiked by his wife, and then I would stay out of it.
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking the same thing.
Did your girlfriend let him know that her mother's doing that?
I told her to tell him, but she didn't. What she did was she called her grandfather, which is her mom's dad, and told him everything. And because she didn't know what to do either.
But she need to let the man know, if she know that this is true. Hey, your drink is being spiked. Mama is spiking your drink.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
That's right. I just want you to know, and I'm out of here. Bye. And let him work it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is insane, but I would definitely, based on what you've said, I would definitely let him know, and then let him take it from there.
No, and then that's her mom, so I kind of like was side-eyeing my girlfriend. I'm like,
you take no side. Learn never to take
No, I was side-eyeing her. Like, I was looking at her like, you better not have that in you.
Oh! Like mama, like daughter. You better watch your drink. Have you been sleeping? Have you been sleeping a lot lately?
Oh man, I've been feeling real tired.
Oh, I would be careful. That's amazing, but yeah, I would let him. If it's true, I would let him know, and then I would stay out of it.
Her stepdad is actually her uncle. So like her mom cheated on her dad with his brother.
What a mess. But I will let him know and let him deal with it. Then I'll move on.
All right.
Thank you, man. I got to take a break.
Right,
I wish you well.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing. Let me take a quick break. When I come back, more of your phone calls, super chats, and all that good stuff. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment.
Hey, listen, before I ask my question, I want to thank you so much. The silent prayer. You know, I'm 50 years old. At home, we have a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And I got to tell you, introducing the silent prayer to my family, instead of just sitting down and saying the same old prayer over and over again before we eat our meal, to just be silent, bringing all thoughts into captivity. Brother, that has been such a huge, huge blessing in our lives. I just want to encourage anyone to try that out. It's amazing to look around after we've done our silent prayer before we eat, to see the excitement in my kids' faces, like, oh yeah, Dad, I had a bunch today. Or the other one will be like, yeah, you know, I had a couple things that I've been thinking about. It really takes root, Jesse, and so I want to thank you so much, and ever since then, it's been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Tony. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. You're going to know God and his love. It's going to be amazing, man. Okay, welcome back. Happy coming this day. A lot of people off today. My office is closed today, by the way. We are here doing the shows, but the office is closed today. And by the way, the Hake Report is coming up after my show today. And for those who have not heard the Hake Report, you got to hear it. For the first time, you need to take one time and listen. You won't be able to stop. How would you define your show, Hake? If you had to define it. For these first-time callers that's going to be checking it out today. He's white with the good hair.
I would call it news from a Christian alpha male perspective.
Deep.
That's how Asmodor described it.
Oh, yeah? And where's Asmodor now?
Looking down from heaven.
May Asmodor soul rest in peace, for sure. So, you have a guest today.
Yeah, co-host.
Co-host Big Bump.
A special co-host, Big Bump.
Big Bump.
And it's going to be pretty interesting.
Oh, good. So, at 9 a.m., check out the Hake, HAKE report.com. And at 11, after the Hake Report, because Hake is from 9 to 11, and then at 11, check out Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV got it going on. You don't want to miss it. Wait and see what he's bringing to you today. He black. He might not know his Arkansas, but he knows how to do his show. At 11 a.m. And then at 2 p.m. today, it is Monday, 2 p.m., check out PunchieTV. Punchie, PunchieTV. A brand new episode. That's our own network, our own channel. Punchie.tv. Check it out. A new episode today. On YouTube and PunchieTV. Watch this.
It's just going crazy. Eating it up.
Oh, wait, no, we don't have something new. Not a new promo.
We don't have a new one?
This is a promo from the episode that's already come out.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, Joel telling me the promo coming soon.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want to play something that we already released. My apologies.
Absolutely. The promo coming soon. PunchieTV at 2 p.m. today. PUNCHIE, Punchie.tv. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, ring the bell. Punchie.tv. And then at 4 p.m. it ain't over. It's just now beginning, to be honest. The American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby is on fire. Energy just all everywhere. Just you can feel it it's in the air. It's everywhere. Ooh, his energy's all over the place. I can feel it in the world. Energy given to him by God. It's everywhere. And guess what? Sorry, ladies. His baby is back. Ain't that good news? His baby is back. And she was dressed in black yesterday at church. I wonder, was she feeling sad for the anchor baby or what? But check out the anchor baby at 4 p.m. Pacific time. All right. Super chat. Super.
Gregatron, I was remiss in my duty to read Gregatron's coffee some days back. Said, y'all need to listen to the Hake Report. I'm serious. They've been talking about everything from JFK to MLK to RFK, Malcolm X to black serving whites to black Hebrew Israelites to news and all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. That's my word.
And the number of black people who own slaves in Tennessee or Kentucky or somewhere.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Isn't that amazing? So you're here first on the HakeReport.com. Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you, Gregatron.
Yep.
Gen C, 5 coffees. Good morning, JLP Universe.
Good morning.
Sounds like Sean wanted you all to make a decision for him. This is Sean the caller from last week, where the experts came and talked to him too. He's like, my wife keeps going on trips against my wishes. Wanted you all to make a decision for him so he didn't take responsibility for his decision and find someone else to blame when things don't go his way. You guys did great handling it, says Gen C.
Always, if you don't know what to do nothing. Don't go into your imagination for a decision. It will always be the wrong decision. All right? The imagination is not seeing. The imagination is not seeing. That's why you wait until you can see what to do. Bring every thought into captivity. All thoughts, all lies, all the time about everything. Did you know the imagination is not seeing?
Huh. I suppose in some cases I've noticed that.
But thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Deplorable Dave from Rosamond, California bought a coffee. Jesse, when someone asks you the question of who Jesse is and you and you refused to answer, that is 100% beta. Beta Jesse. Laughing face emoji with tears coming out. What the?
I can't tell you who Jesse is because there is no Jesse. There is no Jesse, so I can't answer the question that has no answer. Amazing. Thank you, though.
Matthew. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. On some level, I always knew about my demons, says Matthew. I even bragged about them, saying things like, you better not mess with me. I got more demons than you. What a beta male. Demons are not cool, kids. Demons are beta.
Amazing. Thank you.
And Pastor Chatelet, I missed this one on Friday, the Men's History Month John Wayne episode, Get It Off Your Chest Friday.
I have that coming up again. That Men History moment with John Wayne, it's so deep. It is, and since it's Communist Day today, and he was not a communist, it did not appear. I want you to hear this again. I forgot what the old school men were like. They spoke up. They had no problem with saying the truth, and they had no hatred in their hearts. So thank you. We have that coming up for you again.
Pastor Chatelet says, caller is a beta trying to get a gotcha on Jesse. Bet. R-word alert. JLP beta car. Beta zoom. Beta 3X. Green siren.
Thank you. Is that about the caller trying to make me tell him what to do about the girlfriend?
Yeah. Wife.
His wife. Yeah, his second wife. Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ryan B. bought a few coffees. His first coffee says, Jesse, I'm a big fan of the show, and I often hear you tell people, say, to have a wait and see attitude. This makes a lot of sense to me because in my own life, I have unnecessary strife because I fear what never even comes to be. What the?
Yeah, absolutely. Stay with it. Have a wait and see about all things. The election coming up in November. Have a wait and see. You know who you're supporting. You support who you're supporting, and don't just assume your guy's gonna win or not win, and don't assume that the media is telling you the truth about who is winning, who is ahead, who is in the back. Just have a wait and see. That way you won't be disappointed and you don't have to fight. Amazing. Thank you.
I just watched Jesse on Christianity, says Ryan B. 1996, parts 1 through 3 on YouTube. Jesse could have rested his case way back in 96, but I love that we have this show today. Amazing.
I rest my case. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. It's amazing.
Ryan B., shout out to the Anchor Babies intro song. You never know the hour he takes flight, but you don't want to miss it.
The American Anchor Baby every day at 4 p.m., Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Check it out. Amazing. Thank you.
Living in Spirit bought a coffee. Jesse, my boyfriend tells me that a woman cannot get close to God without a man. He says he has a better relationship with God than me, even though I live in the present and he lives in past and future. In the past and future. Is it true that in order for a woman to have a closer relationship to God, she needs a man in her life? Love you and thank you for all you do.
No, that's not true at all. Not one iota. That is not true. The woman has to do exactly what the man has to do. Women are longing for their fathers, just as men. They are longing for the father. So what they have to do is return to their earthly father by forgiving him for not protecting them from their mother, and forgive their mothers from turning them away from their fathers. And God will forgive you and make you free as well. Even if you have a husband or boyfriend or fiance, and he is not working on himself, but you want to work on yourself, you'll be fine, really. And whatever your marriage situation is, you'll be able to overcome it. You'll be able to endure, overcome, or whatever it takes, right? But women have to do exactly what men have to do. They must forgive in order to return to the Father. And you do not need a man to do that. You just need to forgive your earthly fathers. Amazing. So, ladies, get rid of this. Whoever's telling y'all this, they're lying to you. You need to repent of the heart, just as a man do. Whether you have a man or not, and you'll be fine. God is with you. Amazing. Thank you.
Pastor Chatelet yesterday, a Rumble rant.
You got to know how to rumble.
Maybe responding to the biblical question. I don't know.
To the new one?
Well, let me just read it. Okay. Truth. Christ is king.
Oh, so maybe he sound like he's responding. The brand new biblical question, just in case, do you know the truth? What is it? Do you know the truth? What is it? Thank you, Pastor Chatelet, for responding, and I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you.
Vicky with on Facebook, Bond Facebook during church. Bond, can you rebuild the woman too, J.C. Lee Peterson?
Absolutely. We're working with men and women now. At first, it was just men, but now we work with men. I counsel with women all around the world, women at our fellowship, women meetings every month, first Thursday of the month. They call into the show. Absolutely. Ladies, we're trying to help you too. Salvation is for anyone who wants it. All right, so yes, absolutely.
Men's Forum is this Thursday, by the way.
I forgot to mention that yesterday.
I know. So did I.
And Nick forgot too?
Of course. He didn't even know about it.
Beta. Oh, beta anchor baby. But, okay, this Thursday night, first Thursday of the month, the men's forum at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Come on down, guys. It's going to be amazing. Thank you.
Piotr Robel. Piotr, 5 coffees. Thank you, Jesse, and the team for the best fellowship on this side of heaven. Amazing.
Thank you. It was amazing, too. It was like literally amazing. And you never know what's going to happen in those meetings. But it was amazing. Thank you.
Kohlberger Art, 7 coffees. What a wholesome fellowship. Thanks, Jesse and the guys. Cool stuff. Amazing.
Amazing. Stay with it. I hope it helped. The whole purpose of the meeting is to wake you up to the kingdom of heaven within and let the light take over. Really. And you'll be fine. Amazing. Thank you.
Lori bought a coffee. Biblical question and answer.
Do you know the truth? What is it?
The truth is there is a God, and he loves us so much that he sent his only son to die for us. Now, that's true love. We are free. The truth is there is also a devil who hates us and wants to keep us from the truth.
Amazing. Thank you for responding. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Capie I ograde. And I may have butchered it. Over on IG, Bond IG during church says, "Hi, Jesse, greetings from Serbia." Serbian flag
around the world by everybody. And they mama if you're black. And their mama if you're white.
What does a Serbian accent sound like? I think it sounds harsh and manly.
Bože Serb.
Capije.
It sounds like that?
I ograde.
I said God is Serbian in their language.
Whoa.
They'll know what I mean.
Amazing.
Thank you, Capie.
Thank you, Anchor Baby.
I ograde.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I did look it up. Lori bought another coffee. I liked when you said working on yourself will get fun. It's true. I feel like a child rediscovering everything. A year ago, I received a little light, and I didn't know what to do. I was on the verge of becoming a Bible thumper. Then God put you in front of me, and you calmed me down. Showed me the silent prayer. God's timing is perfection.
Amazing. And it's when you first start to wake up, it is difficult. It's hard. It's like, what the? But if you stay with it, and you just stay with it, and you just stay with it, eventually you start to get some light and some understanding, and the more you get, the more you want. And after a while, it becomes fun. It'd be like, what the? And there's nothing else that is more important than working on yourself. Once you have that breakthrough, it's amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The key, 3 coffees, biblical question answer.
Do you know the truth? What is it?
Yes, the truth is the Father. When you know the truth, you've returned to the Father and become a witness to the truth, says the key.
Amazing. Thank you, the key.
The key.
Oh, the key. Thank you, the key. I appreciate it. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Can we hold right there?
Yes.
Hold up. I'm going to get some calls, and we're going to get back to that. Amazing how fast this time is going by. What the? Let me go quickly to Timothy. Timothy, a first-time caller out of Virginia. Timothy, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Happy Communist Day.
Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate it. Amazing.
So I just got a quick question. I'm at kind of a crossroads. I'm 35 now. I have 3 kids. I had kids when I was starting at 15. They're both in high school, about to graduate. And then I've got a young daughter with a second wife. Second wife, every few years, seems like she kind of disappears for a few months, and then she comes back as if nothing happened. I started to freak out recently when she left. It's been about a month on and off. She's been coming home and disappearing, not caring for the kids, so I've been left to pick up the pieces. I guess my question is, how do I don't even know what to do, man. I really don't even know what to do at this point. Should I just work on myself and focus on the kids and just, if she comes back, fine. But if she does come back, should I forgive her and keep her, or should I tell her to get the hell out?
And so your second wife has been literally leaving the house and going off somewhere and don't come back for days?
Yeah, she'll leave and say she's going on a trip with one of her friends, and who happens to be a lesbian. But she'll sit at her house for 2 weeks and then come back and then start trying to pick up where she left off as a mom and a wife.
And why do you let her back? Even the first time around, why did you let her back?
Because I was desperate.
Desperate for what?
For love.
And did she give you love?
Oh, man. I thought she did.
Why did you think that she was giving you love and treating you that way?
Because it felt good. Because she made me feel special when she's home. Tells me how much she loves me and gives me sex and, you know.
And why did you call that love?
Because I thought that's what love was for a long time.
And now, what do you think it is?
I think, you know, I've been doing the silent prayer now. I've been listening to you for 11 years, but I finally started doing the silent prayer. What I think love is I don't know. I don't have any. I don't know. I'm still searching for that, but I'm trying to be still and be quiet and, you know, contain my thoughts and just watch them pass in front of me as they start bubbling up in front. You know, you start feeling hot and sad and your heart starts racing and I miss my wife but I've started to kind of just.
How do you think this woman see you that she's able to literally leave home for days and come back and you still accept her, let her back in, and she could butter you up and you fall for it? How do you think she see you?
I bet she sees me as a doormat. She walks all over me.
And are you a doormat?
I am not. Not anymore. I don't think so.
How you not a doormat and you allowing this to happen?
Good question. That's the question. That's the question, because I know she's going to come back, you know, but I don't know if, because her and I have a daughter together. She's 9, and I'm the primary caregiver for our 9-year-old daughter.
But how you are not a doormat and you're allowing this to happen?
I try to justify it, and I try to tell myself I'm not. But after 2 marriages, 3 kids, I feel like I've finally learned my lesson that I have been a doormat for a long time.
So do you truly see that you are a doormat?
I do.
And why are you a doormat?
Because I wanted to feel happy. I wanted the American dream.
But how is misery happiness and the American dream? How is that the American dream?
You know, my parents are still together.
Timothy, can you hold for me?
Yes.
Let me take a break. We're at the top of the hour. I got to take a break. 2 more hours to go. It's Female Monday. 2 more hours to go. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news, but the hate news. And I'll be back in a moment. 888-77-JESSE. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They're using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 already of Female Monday. Happy Communist Day. It is September 2nd, AD 2024. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls, all right? And we'll get to the rest of the Super Chats as well. Thank you for them. But first, fake news, not fake news. Over the weekend, according to the far-left female-run outlet, The Skim, the far-left ladies at The Skin, over the weekend, the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, recovered the bodies of 6 hostages from a tunnel in the southern Gazan city of Rafah. What a mess. The hostages were killed by Hamas, reportedly shortly before Israeli forces reached them, according to an IDF spokesman. And the hostages included Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg-Poland. Hirsch Goldberg Poland, who is both Israeli and American. And he was killed. He was kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival. And according to the Common Nonsense Network, he was probably one of the most, or the most widely recognized face, or one of the most widely recognized faces of the so-called hostage crisis. What a mess, huh? In a statement, crooked Joe Biden, the so-called president of America, said he was, quote, devastated and outraged, unquote, by the news. And he insisted Hamas leaders will pay for these crimes. What a lame-o. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of so-called protesters in Israel, they participated in demonstrations across Israel on Sunday. And many, including some of the supposed families of the hostages, blaming Prime Minister-based Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu, his government, for failing to secure a deal to bring the hostages home. A far-left extremist AP says it was, they're doing a mass strike across to shut down Israel's economy, chanting, now, to get a ceasefire deal with Hamas and appease and all that stuff. Those hostages were reportedly scheduled to be released in the first phase of a ceasefire proposal discussed in July, but that's fueling fury among the protesters, saying, oh, had he done a ceasefire, we would have had them alive. So they're blaming Bibi for them killing the guys. What a mess, huh? Israel's largest trade union. Unions are communists here and over there, too. The Histadrut further pressured the government by calling for a general strike for Monday, today. So they probably striked, didn't work. It's the first strike since the October 7th Hamas attacks to shut down and disrupt major sectors of the economy, including banking, so-called healthcare, and the country's main airport. Liberals. The army noted the difficulty of rescue operations, and the army supposedly acknowledged, army might be run by liberals too, acknowledged that a deal is the only way to bring home large numbers of hostages safely. Top security officials say the intense pressure on Hamas has created favorable conditions for a ceasefire deal, but critics have accused the prime minister, Base Bibi, of putting his personal interests ahead of the hostages as the war's end will likely lead to an investigation into his government's failures in the October 7th attacks and the government's collapse in early elections. What a mess, huh? Pray for Bibi. Anyway, what a mess. Terrible. A tight-knit hockey family, some terrible things meanwhile in America, plan to celebrate with loved ones this weekend. Instead, they're planning 2 funerals after brothers Johnny and Matthew Gandreau were killed by a suspected drunk driver while riding bicycles in New Jersey. Watch out, New Jersey people, cyclists. Those drunk drivers can kill you. And also, a Wells Fargo employee was at a corporate office in Arizona. She clocked in, and then it was her last ever shift on a Friday morning. Her body was found 4 days later at her cubicle desk. Terrible. She died sometime during the weekend. What a mess. Also, Fat Scoop, rapper and hype man, collaborated with Missy Elliott, Mariah Carey. He died. He collapsed on stage in Hamden, Connecticut. Died at the tender age of 56. So much death. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. Brand new biblical question, and it is a doozy. It's like, what the? It's like, I rest my case. It's like, Mamma Mia, or La Sisi, or Galoshes. Do you know the truth? What is it? I can't wait to hear from Josh from Georgia about this one. Do you know the truth? What is it? Amazing, huh? Happy Communist Day. Today is Communist Day. Better. They dressed it up and called it Labor Day, but really Communist Day. You can listen to the show if you're busy and running around and doing whatever you're doing, or just laying up at a beach, or just taking some fentanyl, laying back, getting high. You can be listening to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Monday. It is. Every day. Every Monday. We take all calls, but every Monday is Female Monday. All my life I had to fight.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Amazing. 888-77-JESSE. Let me go back to Timothy. I put Timothy on hold. We ran out of time there in the first hour. And Timothy is in his second marriage. And according to Timothy, this woman that he's married to, the second wife, she leave home and stay away for a while. And then come back, and he just let her in, and she make him feel good. Amazing. Timothy.
Yes, sir.
So are you serious about this?
Serious about letting her in?
Yeah.
Getting her back?
Right.
I don't want to be anymore, Jesse. I just want to be free and worry about what I have to do for myself and my family. I really do.
But you are serious that this woman leave and she stays away and she come back and you accept her back?
I do. I've done it many times over 11 years, man.
And why?
because I thought my parents have been together my whole life. I thought that was the right thing to do.
But how can you think that's right, that you're married to a woman that takes off and be gone for a while, and then you just let her back? Even if you saw your parents living that way, why would you think that's good for you?
I never stopped to think about it. I guess that's all I knew because I grew up like that. But it's not doing me any favors, and I don't think it's really doing the kids any favors, to be honest with you.
How they're doing? So the children, your child, see you being weak with the child's mother, and the father's being walked all over. What do you think that's the impression that's giving the child?
She knows something's going on, and you can tell in her face. She's confused, and she doesn't see me. I don't think she sees me as strong as.
How could she see you strong? That you displayed no strength.
Correct. Come to that realization. I have come to that realization.
Come to what realization? You haven't come to that yet?
I'm almost there. I'm not full. I'm going to be honest. I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
I'm not fully there yet, but I'm getting there. And this is the first time ever in this entire relationship that I've seen a glimpse, a little preview of the light, I guess you would say. I don't know.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
And so were you weak like this with your first wife too?
I was.
And why are you so beta? Hey!
I know I'm a beta.
Why are you so beta?
I don't know, man. I don't know. God, I don't know, man. I just want a family. I don't know. I craved for the wrong things, I think. Maybe I thought happiness was having a wife and the kids all in the same home, but I never really thought about it past that.
Why did you think that was happening? That's not happiness at all.
I don't know, maybe the TVs and the movies and the media growing up, because it told me the male needs to be subservient to his wife and worship her and all this mess.
Was your father like that with your mother?
He was.
So you were weak with your mother as well?
Yes.
And so with your first wife, you were weak, and then she divorced you?
She did. She left me for my best friend.
And are you serious?
I'm dead serious, bro.
And then you went to another woman, and now you're repeating the same thing?
I met 6 months later after my first divorce. I met my now wife at a gas station, and the first date, we had sex. And we're telling each other we love each other. The first date.
And so you love your misery?
I thought I did. I really don't. I don't love my misery anymore. I did for a long time.
How old are your other children?
16. They're two boys, 16 and 18.
Oh, my God. And your sons have seen you allow women to treat you this way.
Correct. And they my middle child talks to me like I'm his peer and not his father.
And do you blame him?
I don't. Not at all. Not at all.
And so your question for me now is what?
How? I guess it's a question that I'm going to have to find within. But it's how do I cope with? How do I get over that hurdle? How do I have this? How do I find the strength to not let her back, and to stand up and be a man, and just find peace in that? I guess I don't know.
You're gonna have to not let her back through your weakness. You're gonna have to be weak and afraid and not knowing how the situation is going to turn out. And in your weakness, you're going to have to not let her back in, period. And don't be, once she's out of there, don't be calling her. Don't let her call you. Cut out all communication. All this got to happen during your weakness, and then weakness will build the strength.
I see.
Because if you were already strong, you would none of these things would be happening. But it's in your weakness that you grow. So you gotta be weak and say no, and prevent this woman from ever coming around you again. She hates you. She has no respect for you at all.
I see that. She's even told me that.
Of course, there's nothing there to love. We men bring out the worst in women. You add nothing good to them. You bring out the worst in them. And so she can't help but hate you. And that's why she doesn't care what you think or feel, or even the child. She's doing what she wants to do because she has no one to stop her.
Right. She never had her father or mother in her life. They're drug addicts and all this stuff. And,
So
I guess
you got to just say no and be done with her. And no more. No, because that's not the stuff she tell you and the way she makes you feel once you get in. That's not love at all. That's just a drug to keep you high so she can do what she want to do to you.
Yeah, I do feel high when I think things are good. It does feel like that. You're right.
Yeah, it's just a high. And it's all for the ego. It does nothing good for you.
It's like a thrill.
Yeah, 100%. It's time for you to, if you're serious about this, it's time for you to overcome evil with good. You got to overcome it. Have you forgiven your parents yet?
No, I haven't. I've been thinking about doing it recently. I might even do it today.
And why you haven't done it? Why are you working on you?
So I'm starting to, and I think that's why I picked up the phone and called you after listening to you for a decade, because I feel like maybe I have the strength to finally forgive my parents now.
Yeah. And stop looking for strength. You want to do it in your weakness, and it's in your weakness where God come and save you from. You can't save yourself from your weakness. You have to feel the weakness. You have to see the weakness. You have to feel it and then go through it. So you got to deal with your parents in fear. You got to deal with the world in fear. And it's in fear that God saved you from it. He will save you, but you got to get up and start doing something.
Yes, sir. That makes so much sense now. I always thought I had to feel and be strong.
No.
Before I could,
There's no feeling to strength. There's only feelings to weakness.
I see. That makes sense.
When you're strong, you don't even know you're strong. You don't think about being strong. You're not trying to be it at all. It's in the weakness that you want to overcome.
Okay.
So why haven't you gone and forgiven your parents?
Well, I'm not so. I feel like I need to do that with my mom first, because that's the most scared I am of out of both of them. I feel like I could tell my father just fine. I forgive him for him being weak to my mom for all those years.
Yeah.
And letting her walk all over him. But my mom, oh man. Yeah.
Your mother what?
She battled a lot of stuff too when I was growing up, and then she finally got over it and has been, good and clean for about a decade now. But it's like I'm thinking too much about it, because I'm like, oh, what if I go to her and forgive her, and what if she slips back into old habits or just doesn't talk to me anymore? But I should just not care about any of that.
Absolutely. Let her slip back into hell, and let her stay in her hell. You can't do anything. It's about you being free from your hell.
I keep forgetting that. And then hearing you say that, it's like I already knew that, but I just need to remember that and just move forward.
You gotta, well, you already know about the father, but you gotta, if you want to be free, man, it's time that you start working on you to overcome the spirit of your mother and the weakness of your father, and then God will forgive you. And with this woman you're with now, which you should not be married to, period, you've been married before and you have kids, there was no need for you to get married again. You gotta just start working on you, so you can overcome your hell while you have a chance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'll do.
And
that's what I'll do.
And do what you want, but I highly suggest that this woman you with now, don't resent her. It's not her fault that you're weak. And it's not her fault that you allow her to take advantage of your weakness. It's your fault. So don't be angry at her, but be done with her.
Okay. I appreciate that, Jesse.
And she's going to try to pull you back in with the so-called sex and love and all that, but don't fall for it. Say no to it and feel the pain of saying no.
Oh, yeah. The sex is the one thing she'll... Oh, yeah.
And
for
so
sure.
say no this time and don't even explain it. Just say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm out of here.
Just be strong and not worried about her reaction, and just tell her...
Be weak and not worry about her reaction. Okay. It's in your weakness when you're being strong.
Correct. Okay.
And don't argue with her. Don't fight with her. Don't try to prove anything. You just start quietly working on your hell to overcome your hell.
I got you.
And are you doing the silent prayer?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Well, stay with that and practice being present rather than lost in your head about the past or the future, so that God in your present will bring you through all this stuff, because it's all evil spirits inside your mind and body, and the Father will take the darkness away from you.
I got you, Jesse.
But you got to commit to it, though, man, no matter what.
Absolutely. And one piece of advice for anybody else that's listening: when you're feeling this weak, do not drink. I'm not a drinker, but do not drink. It just brings out the worst, and I made a mistake this weekend, so don't do it. Stay away from alcohol.
Yeah, good advice. All right, I wish you well, man. Let me know how it goes.
Thank you, Jesse. I'll call you back and let you know, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, bye.
888-775-3773. Let me go to Aaron out of Maryland. Aaron, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
No problem. Hey, I was actually reading Bill Lockwood's website. I saw an old interview from him with you.
Yes.
And, man, he's awesome. And you guys have great conversations, to be honest. They're pretty cool.
Bill Lockwood is one of the most, except for Donald Trump, Bill Lockwood is the smartest white man on this side of heaven.
Yeah, I'm seeing that more and more as I learn about him. But
right on. Nice.
I was on his website. Thanks. I was on his website, and it was a coincidence this morning. He has a piece about the role of women in public worship, and it incidentally helped me to understand what it means when God assigned roles to man and woman. I understand now that it's just roles. There's no emotion to it. Like, I'm a man, so my role is to be a leader. I shouldn't feel good about it. I shouldn't feel bad about it. And then also to the role of the women as helpers, I shouldn't look down at that as like a helper is a bad thing or a good thing. It just simply is what it is. That's just roles.
Right.
And before God, both men and women are equal, you know? I didn't really get that through until
God,
just
there
this
is
morning.
neither male or female.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what he quoted on the website, I think.
Right.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
so being Female Monday, shout out to the helpers. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, the ladies, I hear a lot of talk from different men about how women should be treated. These men are so dumb, they think that the women need them. They think that the woman is not going to be able to get back to the father unless she has a man, and it's just not true at all. Her job is, her responsibility is just not to hate the man. Don't hate his weakness or anything, so that she can get back to the father.
Yeah, it messes them up. When they have hate for the man, it actually messes up their journey back to the father.
It messes up the men, too, when they have hate for the father. Because when you have your earthly father, you hate the man. You hated the Son of God. And so it messes with them as well.
Yep. So that was just the comment that I had.
Right on. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it.
Oh, I got a question as well, and then I want to answer the biblical question.
Do you know the truth? What is it?
Yes.
And
the truth is God.
You know the truth, and you say the truth is God?
Yes.
And why do you say the truth is God?
Because I know the lie, and I know that the lie is everything that is not God.
Amazing. Interesting. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. I put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Let me go quickly to CONOR out of Michigan. There's one line open now, 888-775-3773. CONOR, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Appreciate you taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I live in Michigan, and
Are you a first-time caller?
No, I actually called you Friday, and we spoke for like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
You told me I could call you back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was watching some of your content this weekend, and I was just curious, what denomination church should I go to if I can't go to, like, your church?
You can go to my church. You can watch it by going to rebuildingaman.com/fellowship. No, I'm sorry. Rebuildingaman.com/church. Rebuildingaman.com/church. And I wouldn't forget about denomination. And you just, if there's a church in your area you want to check out, go check it out. And it's going to be, you're not going to get anything from it anyway, but if you just want, but forget about denomination.
Okay. I have another biblical question. I know you don't like Bible thumpers, but I just got
I love
theory.
Bible thumpers. That's not true.
I know. You just joke about it.
I have Bible Thumper Thursday. If I didn't love the Bible Thumpers, why would I have Bible Thumper Thursday?
Right.
Are you a Bible thumper?
Not really, but I have read the Bible quite a bit lately, I'd say.
Are you a little bit Bible thumper?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. See?
Well, I've got kind of a theory, and it's kind of unique, and I was just wanting to run it by you and see what you thought about it, because I know you talk about people having sex out of wedlock and like all that normal, historical, like traditional stuff as far as dating goes. And there's this verse in Genesis, and it's basically, when a man lays with a woman, they become one flesh. And I've always kind of thought that, like, maybe in God's eyes, that when a man and a woman do, like, have sex, they actually are becoming married in God's eyes. Where, like, because since, like, the 1600s or whatever, dating started happening, and there was never dating back in the biblical times. So I guess my theory is just, like, marriage is started, like, based on conception of sex. Like, what do you think about all that?
Well, when men and women have sex, they become one, but they become like drugs to one another. They hate one another. It's not good. That's why it's best to be married and have sex, so that you can possibly work this out with the help of God. But if you're not married and you're doing this, you have no help from God, and all you're going to catch is pure hell, because it awakens the evil in you instead of the love. It makes you want each other. It makes you depend on each other like a drug. It becomes your God.
Yeah, but what does, like, marriage, like, in whose eyes? Like, if you're married in God's eyes, wouldn't that be the only thing that matters?
If you're truly married in God's eyes, but most people are not married in God's eyes. They're married in the eyes of evil, and they're calling it God.
Well, how do you be truly married in God's eyes, I guess, in your opinion?
You must be born again of the Father.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Amazing.
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 Hey, I love all your content, and I love all the message that you preach. You're really, I think, changing people and like helping people who are even, trying to figure out their faith and their like direction with Jesus or like all of that. You really help a lot of people out. So just really appreciate you.
Thank you, man. And you stay with it. Now that you're out there, we got more light out there. And the Lord knows we need more light in the world, not so much darkness. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Take care.
All right, buddy. 888-7753-773. John is out of North Carolina. John, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Mr. Peterson. How are you doing?
All is well, John.
Hey, sir. I just got a question for you. So I've been doing some deep thinking over the past couple months here, and after watching you for so long, I realized that I do have resentment and anger towards my parents, both of them, and I want to know exactly how do I go about forgiving them? Like, what would be your baby step version of actually that playing out?
Are you on a speakerphone or something, John?
Yes, sir, I was. I switched over. Can you hear me a little better now?
I can. Yeah, never be on the show with a speaker or a headset. And so your question for me is what?
Exactly what do I need to say when I forgive my parents? Because I feel like I have anger, but I can't narrow it down to exactly one thing because there's so much built up over the years.
Right.
Is it important that I even go into detail?
No.
Or do I just flat out tell them I forgive them?
Hey, parents, I have been angry at you all. I'm sorry for resenting you. I'm wrong for being angry. You can help yourself. I realize it now. And I'm sorry for being angry. And because you now see it for yourself and you're admitting it, God will take the spirit of anger from your heart and he will make you free.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ask details, if you want to go into some, you can, and have no expectation from them at all. Don't expect them to admit anything. Don't expect them. If they start to blame each other or blame you, don't argue with them. You forgive them because you're saying, hey, I'm playing God. I've been judging you, and I'm miserable as a result. I'm wrong. And God will forgive you. Don't worry about what they say or do not say.
Okay. Well, the other dilemma is they're also divorced. Do you suggest that I bring them together to talk to them both at the same time?
No.
Or should that be a one-on-one thing?
It could be a one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not together, there's no need to bring them. I mean, if you happen to catch them in the same location at the time, that's fine, but you don't need to plan it that way.
I see. Well, thank you, sir. And then one other small question. So after I do that, and I just kind of learned more about the silent prayer. I'm actually planning on starting that this evening. Will that help? Because I've realized it over the years. I also think like a woman.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that for years.
All
but I see
men
that
think
now in my
like
anger.
all men think like a woman. They think like their mothers. They feel like their mothers. That's why they act like women, but they don't realize that's all they remember. They forgot themselves. And so they think that nature is their natural nature, and it's wrong. It's not.
Yeah. I'm ashamed that I didn't even realize that for years.
Yeah.
The first time I actually discovered that, I was watching a video on yours on the Fallen State. I forget who the guy was, and you kept saying over and over, "No, you think like a female."
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I don't. I'm here to tell you, you think like a female." And although it was kind of funny, I kind of, I had to point the finger at myself. I said, that's me right there. I'm doing exactly what that guy's doing.
Absolutely.
And I'm ashamed. Like, I don't want to think like that. But how do I start to think like a man and, not have that feminine mindset?
Can you hold for a minute? Let me take a quick break.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. 888-7753-773. That's why any man that's jealous, revengeful, strifeful, lonely, depressed, you're thinking like a woman. Angry, you're thinking like a woman. Men's supposed to lead the way. You can't be of darkness and lead the way. Quick break, 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. They may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get From Rage to Responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Anchor baby jamming today. What the? His baby is back. Ain't that good news? So listen, personal shout-outs, birthday shout-outs, anniversary shout-outs, congratulations shout-outs, wedding shout-outs, encouragement shout-outs. I will do them for you. Go to rebuildingtheman.com Cameo for shout-outs. Go to cameo.com/JLP, Jesse Lee Peterson. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson for personal shout-outs. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And check out our merch. Makes you want to holler. The American Amazing Tar Baby. Hate has on the shirt right now. The Amazing Tar Baby. Or, see, look, nice color, too. You could be working on the road in that shirt, and then they see the car, see you as they go by. And then I rest my case. Amazing. And mugs and T-shirts and the Great White Hope and all kinds of Big Mama Michelle, all kinds of stuff for you. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/stores. And don't forget to donate, like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and follow, and all that good stuff, all right? I want to go quickly back to John out of North Carolina talking about forgiveness, and he now see that he think like a woman. John, all men think like women, and they don't know it. They have the nature of the woman. They're vicious like women. They gossip like women because they have their mother's nature, but they just don't know it.
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing that I noticed was, even growing up, because my parents were separated, gossip was the biggest thing. Like when her friends come over after church or something, and they're, talking about, did you see what so-and-so wore to church, or you see the way he looked at me? And then I grew up thinking kind of like that,
Yes.
And it's just not it's not manly, but it's like, I feel like it was instilled in me. And I don't, how do I snap out of that mindset to where I don't have a desire to think like that anymore?
I want you to hear me. And I want you to hear me clearly. What I'm telling you right now is the truth. Now that you can see this abnormal nature in you, it's your mother's nature. You can see it, That's all you need to do, John, is to see it. And by seeing it and practice staying present, the Father would change it. Because it's spiritual and it's not you. It's evil spirits that made a home in your mind and your emotions. So don't let the devil give you an idea of what a man should sound like or what a man should be or how a man should act. Because those are just false ideas too. The Father will change the old nature, which is evil, to his nature, and you would know what a man is. So don't worry about that. Now you see you have the mindset of the woman. Don't try to change it. He will change it, and you'll be fine.
Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I love your show. I'm going to continue watching. I'm definitely starting the silent prayer this evening, and just thank you for everything that you do. One of these days, I'm going to make it out to your church in LA. So
right on.
Hopefully I can get out there soon, sir.
And John, stay with it. Even if the whole wide world turned against you, because now that you're starting to wake up, your friends, your family members, and others will turn against you. You wish them well, and you stay with working on your life, no matter what. You work on you, and you will not regret it.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you so much, sir, and hope you have an amazing day.
Oh, amazing. I wish you well, John.
Thank you. I'll call back again.
All right. Amazing. He wants to know. And if you want to know, you shall know. The truth is not going to present itself to anyone that doesn't want it. And the one thing about the truth, it never changes. It's not going to change just because you want it to change. It never changes. It doesn't change, no matter how you want. You know how you want something and you keep, your parents like, no, you can't go to the game tonight or the dance. Come on, I want to go. No, you can't go. And then after a while, you keep asking, and finally say, yeah, you can go. The truth's not going to treat you that way. It ain't going to change because you keep begging. It's not going to change because you keep whining. It's just going to stay the same and leave you in your hell. Isn't that amazing? Yes, Jesse. That is amazing. 888-77-JESSE. Let me go to Terry out of Oregon. Terry, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Happy Communist Day.
Hey, Terry. Happy Communist Day. Thank you for calling.
Well, I called to answer the biblical question.
Do you know the truth? What is it?
I do know the truth. And the truth is the Holy Spirit working through us.
And how do you know that to be true?
Well, I see, and I guess I've seen over the years that everything that is good and proper is a manifestation of God's Spirit in us. And the Holy Spirit is just, to me, God's Spirit that He's given us. So when people speak the truth and when the truth is revealed, it's the working of God.
Give me an example of something that was manifested that was good and true and was manifested to you, through you.
Through me? Dang. I don't know about me. I mean...
And so where you get that idea from then? If it hasn't...
No, I was teasing. I was making a jokey joke.
Oh.
Well, let me see. I mean, sometimes, sometimes you have to give people bad news or something, or you have to tell people something that they don't want to hear, but it's true. And
Give me an example of something that's good and true that has manifested through you.
Something that's good and true that's manifested through me.
Because you said that's what the truth is. It's that and the Holy Spirit, right? And so you said that the truth is something that's manifested, that's holy and true, and the Holy Spirit is the truth. So give me something that has manifested through you that was holy and true.
Oh, I was thinking of words that I've spoken when I was thinking about truth. But it's just apparent. Dang, Jesse.
What?
I'm feeling grilled. Maybe I wasn't prepared to answer the biblical question. Something good and true that's manifested through me. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty honest, and that's helpful. You know, it's been a blessing to other people in my life that I've come into contact with. You know, so I feel like that's good and true honesty, telling people what's really going on, helping people understand. I don't know. Now, I don't know about other ways the truth manifests through me, though. That's something I have to think about. But mainly I'm just thinking about honesty.
And so if you don't, and I'm not saying yes or no to your response to the Bible, I'm just asking for examples. And so are you saying that, so the only thing that you can think of that was honest and true and the Holy Spirit, were you being honest with other people?
I suppose. Yeah, right now. I'm sure I'll think of something once I get off the phone. I'll be like, oh, man, Jesse got me, and then I'll have to send a super chat or something. But I don't know. It's a good question. Like, how does the truth manifest through me specifically, and how has it? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know, wisdom shared over the years.
Give me an example, because of time, a quick example of wisdom that's been shared through you.
Dang, Jesse. Well, I did have a friend who was really kind of putting herself in a bad situation because she was kind of arrogant and prideful. And I helped her kind of make from stopping the situation getting worse because, you know, I kind of sat her down and told her that she was on the wrong path there and that she was going to create a worse situation for herself. And she did course correct. She was like really angry, but actually hearing from me, she kind of calmed down and didn't do more damage than she was on the, road to doing.
Amazing.
So I think, that would be like honesty and wisdom coming through. Like, hey, you're kind of prideful right now, and you're going to make a bad choice. And
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Terry.
Thanks, Jesse.
You're welcome. Amazing.
Bye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. Super chat. There's one line open. You want to jump in, folks. Super.
The key about another coffee. It is the spirit of truth which draws mankind back to the Father. This is why grieving the Holy Spirit, truth, is an unforgivable sin, because it keeps one trapped with Satan, who is the author of lies, making such a person as a witness to the lie and a child of perdition.
Is she responding to the biblical question or something?
It's kind of like a follow-up coffee after she answered the biblical question. She already answered that biblical question, saying the truth is the Father. When you know the truth, you've returned to the Father, become a witness to the truth.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, the key, for your coffees.
Absolutely.
Julian, very generous Cash App, says thank you.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Alan Balmer, 3 coffees. The biggest lie a human being can utter is, I am. Says Alan.
Amazing. Thank you, Adam. Adam?
Alan.
Thank you.
Rumble rant from Being Enlightened Till I Rise this morning.
You got to know how to rumble.
Morning, gentlemen. I guess I can finally watch your little show live for a day. Happy Communist Day.
How is your little show? Thank you. Happy Communist Day.
Birdie Bound B, 3 coffees. Jesse, what's one word you would use to describe death?
Dead. Thank you.
Hannes O'Callaghan. 10 coffees, very generous. Amazing Sunday service. Thank you, Jesse. I'm doing this week's assignment of going through every thought and feeling it. I've never actually done that before. I've always tried to resist the thoughts and temptations and feelings. Not to reveal too much, but I went and did what the thought told me or wanted me to do yesterday. And when I did so, suddenly all the thoughts were saying I shouldn't do it and bringing all kinds of fears. And then after, they were more or less silent, as if I called the ego's bluff. Amazing.
Amazing. Wasn't that interesting when we were talking about you got to take it on? Yeah. Like I was telling a caller with this woman he got to get rid of, don't think he got to get strong. Is it his weakness that he got to do this? You got to feel the fear. You got to feel the weakness. You got to stay with it. You got to live in it. You got to be with it. What did you think about that yesterday?
It was nice. It was an interesting statement because a lot of times you do try to go into the thoughts to just resolve the thought, thinking that, oh, let me go back to the present or whatever.
Right. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Thank you.
Endless
Stay
deception.
with it.
DJ bought a coffee. Jesse, you should have slapped that baby at fellowship yesterday like the Pope did in the video.
The Pope is ticked. You better watch out for getting baptized if you're a kid. The Pope is ticked.
Age of Inversion with a Rumble rant. The truth is, quote unquote, anti-Semitic.
Oh, they respond to the biblical question?
Maybe.
Do you know the truth? What is it?
Age of Inversion doesn't answer whether he or she knows the truth, but he says the truth, or she says the truth is, quote unquote, anti-Semitic.
Okay. Thank you.
It's me, Xenia, as a monthly supporter on Rumble.
The thing I like about our fellowship, we have Jews and Mexicans and Alaba people. We have everybody come.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for the same thing. They're looking for freedom.
And it's not that phony diversity mess.
Right. It's not at all amazing.
It's me, Xenia, a monthly supporter on Rumble. Bond needs to sell a keychain that says amazing when you press a button. LOL.
Nice suggestion. Thank you. Amazing.
And thank you, Kid Combo 1, Better Legs, Groovy Monkey, Aries 1, and the rest of the supporters on the D-Live crew, and Mobetta. What's up, Mobetta?
Mobetta.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Let me go to Colorado and talk to the first-time caller, Jake. Jake, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Jake.
I have a question for you, something I've been kind of thinking about ever since I started watching you last year. And my question for you is, how do men deal with human love after emerging or coming out of the fallen state, of their fallen state?
You deal with it by understanding. Once you have understanding, you deal with all things with understanding.
With understanding, okay. It's hard to understand love, Jesse.
But if you have personally overcome the false love, it is not difficult to understand the fake love, the human love. Human love is not love at all. Human love is 100% hate. Is 100% evil. There's no love in human love at all.
Human love love is 100% hate. Yeah, I guess I can understand that.
What do you understand about that?
Well, you know, the things that people do out of love, you know, can totally be understood as things done out of hatred. You know, for example, there's love breeds jealousy, love breeds strife and pain more often than not. So I think human love over God or divine love is something that, you know, you crave after the fallen state, after sort of understanding your fallen state, forgiving the right people. But yeah, human love is being 100%. That's revolutionary, Jesse. that's yeah, I really needed to hear that.
And so are you having a difficult time overcoming human love?
I think, you know, after being in a failed relationship, I started to understand how men ought to be sort of wary and careful, more careful about who they show love to. That isn't 100% hate, that they should just be more careful with who they show love to. Because
what do you mean by that? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's a little hard to explain, but to get your life back on track, back together, figuring out what you want, it's a little more. It's just more difficult to show love, I suppose.
Are you having a hard time overcoming human love right now?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'd say overcoming is the right word. Yeah.
So are you like in love with someone, or are they in love with you, or you lost someone that you love right now?
All three happened within the last year, you know.
And what was it? What happened? When you say all three, what happened?
All three. Well, the first one, I lost someone that I love, and not in any sort of physical way. They just, you know, we just grew apart. The resentment started building. We were living together, but then we separated. I wasn't married or anything. This was, you know, I'm 29. It's not, you know, it wasn't anything serious. No kids. It wasn't like Timothy's situation earlier. That was.
And so you fell out. You lost someone that you were in love with, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
It took me about a year of no, you know, no dating, no seeing people, no trying to fall back into love intensely because I'm missing this person, you know, all that. It took me about a year of that sort of fallen state work to sort of even try to show love after that fallen state. But what's in the back of my mind every time, let's say I try to meet somebody or go out or something, it's really hard to show that human love, you know, and not be super cautious because of how much pain and hate it caused you, you know, last year or.
And are you over this person?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Are you?
I think so. It's been a year, Jesse, and I gave myself a year, you know, and I don't know if we're completely over the people that we said we loved at some point, but I think in a very realistic way I am.
So are you over this person?
Yes.
And so when you say that it's hard to show that love to someone else, why is it hard to show it to someone else?
Because I think what the fallen state has taught me is if you give yourself up too much to someone in the name of love, you'll just get used up. You'll get swindled.
In what way?
I think just having a lot of your own insecurities and trust that you built with this person thrown right back at you, and it turns.
Jay, can you hold for me?
Sure.
All right, hold on, buddy. 888-7753-773. A quick break. One more hour to go. Hate coming in with the hate news, and I'll be back in one moment. 888-77-JESSE. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand. I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they will become it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. There was a 49ers wide receiver who got shot in the chest by a robbery suspect, 17 years old, in San Francisco. He survived. Shout out to him. And the 17-year-old robbery suspect from 60 miles away in Tracy, California, they don't mention his name or race, is also got shot by his own gun, I think. A far-left communist Brazil judge, I'm calling him communist, is blocking X in Brazil, no free speech. And the German so-called far-right AfD, Alternative for Deutschland, wins in Thuringia, something like that. Sorry, Germans. They're being watched by the feds, by the way. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Monday, Female Monday, Communist Day. Happy Labor Day. September 2nd, AD, 2024, the year of our Lord. There is one line open. JLP will be right back to your calls, guys. And we'll get to more super chats. But first, fake news, not fake news. Common Nonsense Network, CNN reports San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Ricky Pearsall, he was white, by the way. He is white, I believe, was shot in the chest in an attempted robbery and is in serious but stable condition, according to the team. We'll be talking about it a little bit on the Hake Report with Big Bump co-hosting on the Hake Report after the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. That's what the team said. A 17-year-old suspect is in custody. What a mess, huh? I heard that, according to the mother on a post on Facebook, the bullet went through his chest, out his back, and missed vital organs. That's lucky. Or a skill. Nice. On Saturday, Brazil started blocking their citizens from accessing X. That's formerly known as Twitter. The suspension follows based Elon Musk's, I use the term a little loosely, refusal to comply with an order from the Brazilian so-called Supreme Court justice, some guy, to appoint a legal representative to facilitate government requests to block alleged misinformation accounts. The move could affect some 40 million Brazilians, is the latest development in a months-long feud between this evil judge and based Elon Musk. You can tell whose side a Hake is on. Very unbiased reporting. Elon Musk said this lame-o fake judge. He called him a fake judge, by the way. That's his words, not mine. Although I would adopt them because I have a bias. Anyway, is crushing the people's right to free speech. Because X is free speech. Not exactly, but closest thing we have to it. And meanwhile, in Germany, the German so-called far-right party, according to the far-left extremist AP, so-called news, has won a state election for the first time in post-World War II. Wow. The so-called far-right Alternative for Germany, or AfD, Alternativo for Deutschland. It's probably not Alternativo. Won the state election in Thuringia for the first time since post-World War II Germany in the country's east. On Sunday, it looked set to finish a very close second in neighboring Saxony, by the way, to mainstream conservatives in a second vote. Other parties say that they won't put the AfD party in power, because they won't join it into a coalition. Even so, AfD's strength is likely to make it extremely difficult to form a new state governments, forcing other parties to exotic new coalitions in order to have a coalition government. Deep discontent with the government, notorious for infighting, anti-immigration sentiment, and skepticism toward German military aid for Ukraine, are among the factors that have contributed to support for populist parties, so-called populist parties like AfD, which is at its strongest, incidentally, in formerly communist East Germany. Wow. And the domestic intelligence agency, the Feds, the German Feds in Germany, those Feds, they have the party's branches in both Saxony and Thuringia, pardon my butchering of the names, under official surveillance as proven right-wing extremist groups. So evil, huh? I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
Got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. Happy Communist Day today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question, and it's a doozy. It's a doozy. Do you know the truth? Do you know the truth? What is it? Do you know the truth? What is it? And if you're out and about enjoying your Communist Day, you can be still listening to the show no matter what you're doing. If you can't sit and watch it, you can podcast, of course, but you can be listening by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com /JLP Talk. BuyMeACoffee.com /JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. It's Monday. Every Monday is Female Monday. All my life, I had to fight. You so hard, boy, to beat me.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
All my life I had to fight.
Let women take over.
Some of us believe that women are getting paid less than men.
I proudly say I'm a feminist. Thank you.
Deep in their soul, they want to be home with those babies. We've been lied to for so long.
Amazing. 888-7753-773. So I want to go quickly back to Jake, a first-time call out of Colorado. And Jake is dealing with human love. And he just wants to understand it a little better, I believe. So, Jake. Hey, Jake. Oh, okay. And so you broke up with this girl. You have been living with her, not married, but living. You broke up with her, and now you're afraid. I don't want to use the wrong word, but you don't want to go out and find and trust anyone with the human love again.
Yeah, that's it. Afraid is a good word, I think, because there's a lot of fear involved, and I think it's a lot of it has to do with trying to overcome the past and not let it influence the present as much.
And meaning what?
Well, you learn a lot after being in the fallen state and then eventually making it out by listening to the Word of God and trying to sort of align your own values with the will of God. But it's just difficult to sort of continue that growth if you want to build a relationship.
Have you met another woman yet?
Yeah, there've been a couple at various stages and degrees of intimacy, but
and did you fall in love with them?
I wouldn't say so. No,
none of them.
Not in love. No, I want to take that a little bit more seriously, and I think that's the problem.
And so you're afraid to fall in love with another one?
Yeah, I think so.
And why?
It's just hard to trust someone like that again. I catch myself repeating the same sort of word, like the same sort of pattern of thinking and acting that caused me to sort of get into and then eventually fall out of my first sort of serious relationship.
And so if you should fall in love with someone else now, why would you need to trust them if you're in love with them? What would you need to trust them for or about?
I guess trust them to have, a good sense of who they are in their world and who I am to them.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's not just. I think that's part of the issue is that I just don't want to throw love around as easily as I may have did after I first broke up with my first sort of partner. But now it's the trust thing. I think just has to be there because that's a good foundation, a good place to build.
Oh, okay. And so, if you fell in love, you would need them to love you back.
It'd be nice.
And why?
It's a good feeling, I think. And sure, it doesn't last forever, and it doesn't, put food on the table or anything. But it makes life worth living. I think a little bit more. It just makes the days go by a little more gently, and there's a greater sense of purpose. I think when human love is also there along with divine love.
And how is that a greater sense of purpose?
It gives you something to look forward to, I think every day. And if your life is sort of filled with a purpose that's more than just your own, sort of toil and problems, and you can kind of spread out your issues a little bit and air them out with somebody you trust and love, it just makes it nice.
But if you know that human love is not real love, human love is hate and not love, and that's why it doesn't ever last. Why would you need someone to give you that back since you know it's not love?
Yeah, well, maybe they're looking for the same thing from me too. And
They
I know
are.
we're talking. Yeah,
They are. That's the reason it doesn't last, because neither one love each other. It's all ego, hate, fake love, and it's never going to last. Why would you need that back or want that back?
I don't think I do anymore, actually.
But you just said you did.
Yeah, but the way you make it sound is that it's not love that's returning again. Human love, it's more like human hate is returning more often than not. So
I can promise you, without a doubt, it's human hate and not love. It just feels like a love, what you think love is, your imagination of what you imagine love is, but that's not love. That's why it doesn't last. It cannot last. It won't last. It ain't going to last because it's not love. It's hate.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Two people hating one another and calling it love.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So why do you want that back then? Or even give that?
Sometimes it feels good to take a chance on something,
But why would you want to take a chance on evil?
I guess I don't then, because taking a chance on evil, that's the devil talking, 100%.
Right. And so why you keep listening to the devil?
Because devils are thoughts, and thoughts can be kind of fun to listen to sometimes, but they're not real.
And so you call it the devil works fun?
No, I suppose not. Yeah.
Because your fun always turned into misery.
That's right. That's right.
So why you keep falling for the setup?
I think because I think, like you said, the works of the devil are very easy to fall into, and I think I keep falling for it because it's easy. But my problem with it is that I thought out of my fallen state, I think I've learned more than I actually did. So I find myself already repeating that sort of patterns of evil, that human hate, over what I think is actually human love, and vice versa. So I think that's what I'm trying to get across.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I'm not. No.
Oh, it's suffer or die. What the?
I haven't visited that yet. I'm kind of afraid of how much it might change me because I've heard a lot of good things about it.
So you're not ready to overcome your hell?
Yeah, I suppose not.
You're not, because why would you be afraid of change? Why would you be afraid of overcoming your hell?
I don't want to give you the same answer again, but I think the world of thoughts to me is a far more interesting place to be than just being, because I don't know. I just like my thoughts, I guess.
So you love your misery?
Yes, in a very precise way, I think I do. Yeah.
So your question for me is what?
Well, that was it, and I think we answered it. The way you sort of made me realize how much human love is actually 100% human hate. And my question to you is, how do men deal with love after emerging from their fallen state? And I think, and I think you're right. It's overcoming your hell. It's overcoming your thoughts. That is most important. I think the silent prayer will work. I've just been too chicken to try it.
Have you and you're not ready for it yet because you say you love your misery. So you haven't given your mother or father or anything?
No, I've forgiven them for what they've done.
Did Absolutely. You tell them that?
Yes.
You told them?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're what?
My mother left my father when I was about 8 years old, so my sister and I were raised by my father mostly. And,
nice.
And his problem with my mother was that she was too big of like a spoiled little princess type of thing. Was never happy. Was always sort of evil, and then she just up and left.
Yeah.
Well,
so listen,
hard to get,
if you want to be free, Jake, you gotta get serious and overcome evil. But as long as you love your misery, you're not going to be free of your misery. So until you're ready to stop loving your misery, your fake love and your loneliness and all that, just stay in your hell until you're ready to overcome it.
Beautiful. Amazing.
Amazing. All right, buddy.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Thank you.
You're welcome. 888-77-53773. Let me give you this really fast. This is so important. And I want Hate to come in and help me with it because I think he will remember it better than I will, because I've heard so many of these stories now until they just roll my eyes when I hear them. But some of you might remember, as Hate is coming in, some of you might remember this black female by the name of Breonna Taylor. And somehow or another, she ended up dead. And the cops got in trouble, and it was just a real mess. And now come to find out that the cops were not that bad after all, that they did not do wrong, except for maybe went in the house and not supposed to, something like that. But I just want to bring it to your remembrance, and then I want Hate to comment on it. And I want to go back to the calls and the super chats here. This is so important because I want you to know that our battle is a spiritual battle. It ain't physical at all. 1 iota is 0. And the people of the physical mindset, lost people, they're telling you that it's physical, and you're falling for it, and in falling for it, you're falling for hell. Really. And you will pay the price for falling for hell. This is from CBS. Judge, first of all, this is the headline that I'm giving you. Judge ruled Breonna Taylor's boyfriend caused her death. It wasn't the police, according to this judge and report. It was Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. Isn't that amazing? But they get the police in trouble by lying on the cops if this is true. CBS, a federal judge has ruled that 2 former Louisville police officers accused of falsifying a warrant that led to the fatal shooting of, quote-unquote, Breonna Taylor cannot be held responsible for her death. The judge determined that the accusation of Taylor's boyfriend were the legal cause of her death. The accusation of Taylor's boyfriend was the legal cause of her death. Watch this first soundbite from CBS. And just kind of recap on Breonna Taylor's case. Watch this.
Breonna Taylor's death
Say her
sparked an
name.
outcry for racial justice across the country after police shot and killed her in 2020. Taylor was caught in the crossfire when Louisville police raided her apartment using an allegedly false drug warrant. Her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, fired 1 shot that hit an officer in the leg. Police returned fire 32 rounds, 8 of which hit Taylor. Walker, a licensed gun owner, said he believed an intruder was breaking in. Following the shooting, the Department of Justice filed charges against 4 officers.
Those alleged crimes include civil rights offenses, unlawful conspiracies, unconstitutional use of force, and obstruction offenses.
Amazing. Y'all remember that, right? You remember that, Hake? Yep. Yeah, I know you remember the Breonna Taylor. You talked about it for a while.
Indeed, I did.
And you were not afraid.
That's right.
Well, update. According to this report, action, not accusation. It was the actions of Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. You black, not accusation. It was the action. The judge determined that the actions of Breonna Taylor's boyfriend were the legal cause of her death. Update. Details about the judge's ruling and family comment. Watch this.
But late last week, a federal judge in Kentucky dismissed felony charges against 2 of them. Former Louisville police detective Joshua Janes and former Sergeant Kyle Meany. The judge ruled that it was not a bad warrant, but it was Walker's actions that legally caused Taylor's death because he fired the first shot. Janes and Meany were not at the raid, but prosecutors accused them of knowingly falsifying part of the warrant and putting Taylor in danger by sending armed officers to her apartment. In a statement to CBS News, an attorney for Breonna Taylor's family said, quote, "We are devastated at the moment by the judge's ruling and are just trying to process everything."
Amazing. The officer's civil rights violation charges were reduced from life in prison to misdemeanor. The officer's civil rights violation charges were reduced from life in prison to misdemeanors. I rest my case. And congratulations to the officers who will only try to do their job according to the report. And you say, Hake?
It shouldn't have to take a judge to know that gal's boyfriend is the reason why the cops shot back. Anybody could have known that. We've knew that before that.
Oh, that came out way back then, huh?
Yeah. Even her ex-boyfriend, who was the drug dealer, said, Had she been with me, she'd be alive today because I don't shoot at cops.
Nice.
Yeah. But
they don't care. They just want to arrest the white cops and blame the cops for everything.
Yeah.
And look what we now have in our country.
Yep. Those cops did a knock and announce, even though they had a warrant to do a no-knock raid.
Oh, they just say, hey, is anybody home?
Yeah, they were pounding on the door saying, police, police. And supposedly, and maybe it's true, this boyfriend, this other Kenneth Walker guy, didn't realize it was police and he just thought they were intruders. But they were knocking, pounding on the door.
Right, would intruders knock?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Amazing.
Yeah. But maybe they should have done a no-knock raid so that he wouldn't have had time to get his gun.
Why is that?
So that he wouldn't have had time to get his gun.
Oh,
and then they would have...
that if they had gone there without knocking but went right in.
Yeah. I don't know. There are a lot of people, including conservatives, who are not for these no-knock raids because people do shoot cops thinking that they're intruders, home invaders. It happens
The
sometimes.
only way that they'll do that, they have to be a drug addict or a drug dealer. Right?
I don't know, but people get off because they're like, I thought it was they claim not to have known that it was cops coming in.
But why would somebody just break into your home unless you're a drug dealer,
You might
drug
be
addict?
You might be in a high crime area. People might think you have money. You might have a pot. You might have a pot farm, whether it's legal or not. So yeah, maybe it's drug related. Criminals have rights too, Jesse.
So I'm told. Look at the illegal alien. They have more rights than we do.
Indeed.
What a mess. Well, good for these cops, huh?
Yeah.
I'm glad they're not going to be in prison for the rest of their lives based on being white or doing their job.
Yeah, and I don't know whether this warrant was falsified or not.
Right.
They're saying that it was. They're alleging that it was, but I don't think that it's proven whether or not it was or not.
Amazing. Well, congratulations, whatever happened. I'm glad these cops have a chance to have a life again.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's no responsibility for the blacks.
I know. It's
This
so
gal, she kind of brought it on herself the way that she was living. She was still, like, according to reports that I heard, in touch with her ex-boyfriend who was a drug dealer, and there was like a body in her rental car and all kinds of crazy things.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I'm just glad for the cops.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad that because I'm sick of seeing cops out there putting their lives on the line. And now if they do their job, they're the one accused. They the one have the problem. And cops are afraid to even do their job now. And there are so many robberies and things like that in L.A. now. And the cops always show up late. After the robber is gone, you can see the robber, like, there you go. And the cops are hiding behind a tree. And then when the person gone, then they show up because they don't want their life ruined.
Yeah.
So I don't know about Breonna and all her mess, but I'm glad for the cops.
Big Bump has a segment coming up on my show today talking about how the arrest rates for all the crimes, the arrests are way, way, way down.
Yeah.
Even though the crimes are high.
I see that every day in L.A., the local news.
People aren't caught.
Uh-uh.
It's like way down.
The alarm can be going off, the video can be showing, and the cop get there late.
Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
They could be stealing a truckload of stuff, and the cop waited till the truck and loaded up, and then they get there. But you can't blame them, though.
I know.
You literally can't blame them.
The worse and more out of control that these blacks get, the more perfect they expect the cops to be. And they don't have any expectation for the blacks to get better.
And then they only have a few cops, and they handcuff the cop by telling them, well, don't shoot right away. Don't do this and don't do that. And they're like, what the?
Yeah.
What am I? And have you seen a ticked female lately?
No, not in person.
I want to show you a ticked female, then I get back to the callers.
Okay.
You got to see a ticked female.
All right.
More ticked than the Pope. And the Pope is ticked. Here's a clip of a woman who has had who has had it with California, and it's illegal immigration. This woman, she's had it, and this is from X. Watch this.
I will be 46 years old next month. And my husband and I worked our off to get off drugs, to stay sober, to get jobs, to climb those ladders, to make good money, to save our money, to be able to buy a home. And we bought our home this year. We bought our home with outrageous interest rates because of the inflation around here. We have made it work. We have hustled, and we have worked our off to get what we have. And now, California is just handing that shit out like Pez to the illegal immigrants.
$150,000.
So not only do they come over here and they get thousands of dollars in food stamps, they get some cash on a card, and they get free health care, and they get free education. We're just going to give them a house too, because why not?
That's a chick female. A female Monday. You say?
Don't worry your pretty little head. I know it's not fair, but let your husband handle it.
Too late. The husband is a day late and a dollar short. They are giving the government in California is trying to vote in a thing where they give illegal aliens $150,000 to buy a house with in California. I bet you everybody and their mama trying to get here now from around this country, the illegal alien.
Yeah.
$150,000, and you could barely come up with $10,000, $20,000 to buy a home.
I might register as an illegal myself.
Me too. Well, I have a good friend who he and his wife are saving up to buy a house, and they have to save up almost $100,000 to get a pretty decent low rate on this home they want to buy. I'm like, sign up as an illegal.
Terrible.
What a mess. My country is gone. Last word.
We wish you well. We're pulling for you, young lady.
And Big Bop going to be on Hake Report at 9 a.m. coming up next.
Indeed.
At the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E Report. And Big Bop, one thing about Big Bop, he black. He can gather some good information, though. I don't know how that boy come up like that.
He went to college.
Now, you may not be able to hear him talk about it, but he can gather it.
That's right. Listen closely.
He's going to speak up today, though. Don't worry.
Yeah. We'll make him speak up.
Come hell or high water. All right. Thank you, Hake.
Thank you.
Let me go to, is it Maddie? A first-time caller out of Maryland. Maddie. Is it Maddie?
Mandy.
Oh, Mandy. He got M-A-D-D-Y. He black. Mandy, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So the reason I'm calling, long story short, my husband started listening to you recently. I started listening to you recently. And he basically tells me that if I would just submit, everything would be fine. I tried to explain to him, it's not about me not submitting and obeying him. It's about the roles of the family and how his mom is actively involved in his life and my kids' lives, is constantly in his ear, feeding him information. Like, we got into a domestic violence issue that I did not call the police on him in December, where he punched me when I was driving a car. His mom justified it because she said I shouldn't have been asking him questions and attacking him in the car. And she had him convinced that I was like trying to kill him and constantly telling him, like, they crap talk me over text messages. I video recorded it because I was like just so sick and tired of it. And I keep telling him, it's not about me not submitting. It's about the roles of the family. You have your mom interjecting in our family roles. It's supposed to go God, you, me, our kids. And your mom is completely knocking that order off. Well, he says that because I'm supposed to obey him, that if he wants his mom to be involved, that he has the right to have her involved. And I said, no, that's completely wrong, because it's completely messing up our entire family. Like, our kids' cell phones were under his mom's name. I got 2 of them out from under their names because she was checking their locations and not telling me that they were when they were having sleepovers, they were sneaking out. And I was like, if you knew that they weren't where they were supposed to be, why didn't you tell me? Rather than you just looking at it and knowing, but then she'll tell my husband and they'll know things and not tell me. And I'm like, she shouldn't be involved in our life like this. And it's creating a lot of issues.
Mandy, hold on for me, okay? Let me take a quick break. 888-7753-773. A quick break. Straight back to the phones right after this break. Amazing. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. So listen up. The Hake, H-A-K-E report is coming up at 9 a.m. right at the top of this hour. The Hake, H-A-K-E report.com. And Big Bump is guest hosting with him today. You do not want to miss it today. No days really, but especially today. The Hake Report. And after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I don't even know what category to put him in now. He's all over the place with Jesus, with relationship, with other news items. I don't know where to put him. I'm like, what the? Except that he black. And then at 2 p.m., PunchieTV. Check out PunchieTV at 2 p.m. every Monday. And make sure you check it out today. Here's a taste of what you're going to get.
This little boy turned girly almost out of the womb, according to his parents. That's the mother's darkness. And it sounds like the father may have overreacted to the girliness, and so he looks like the bad guy when the mother's the bad guy.
I think it has to go both ways. I don't think that she just wakes up, I'm just pure evil.
It's always something like you can kind of not understand, but you can see how the father got there, and yet from the mother it's pure hell. And then the mother was just hateful.
But we can't make excuses for the father and not make excuse for the mother is what I'm saying.
Because the mother has the spirit of Satan.
So does the father, though.
But the spirit of the father is the spirit of the mother. What the? At 2 p.m., you don't want to see that? You don't want to miss that. It's interesting already. And allegedly, the spirit of the father is the spirit of the mother. What the? But anyway, check it out at 2 p.m. And then at 4 p.m., so that's Punchy on our YouTube and Punchy punchie.tv, punchie.tv. And at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby. Now, I know where to put the American Anchor Baby. Energy. Just call him Energy. Just color him Energy. Remember that song, Just Color Me Love? Color me love. Color him Energy. The American Anchor Baby. At 4 p.m. You don't want to miss it. All right? And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the social media stuff, folks. What the? I want to go quickly back to Mandy, a first time caller. And Mandy, a mother-in-law, according to Mandy, is all involved in their marriage, and it just created a bunch of problems. The husband want her to follow him, but she can't follow him because the mother in the way. Am I right, Mandy?
Yeah, essentially. Like, it got to the point where there was another domestic violence issue where my kids called the police. We both got arrested. His mom was there at court, essentially holding his hand, like, just supports him in everything he does, says that I am the problem. And I keep trying to explain to him, I have no problem submitting to him, but she has to go. She's not part of our family unit. Like, he doesn't understand how. Why would you
only submit to him if she goes? If you're going to submit to him,
it's not only if she goes. I do submit to him without her being involved, but it constantly comes up where it's stuff that she said in the back of his head where I'm like, no, that's not right. And she's constantly having him look at me differently and influencing how he thinks, how he feels. And I'm like, you don't. And he says, because he's the head of the house, that if he wants her involved, and he says, I want her involved because I trust her. I don't trust you.
Amazing.
And I'm like, I said, you have to understand, like, she's not involved.
So
if
he doesn't trust you, why don't he divorce you and marry mama?
That's basically what I'm saying. And I mean, it's to the point where, like, my kids, she gaslights my kids. Like, when they were there for that domestic violence issue, he called her on the phone immediately while they were calling the police, told her a story. And then the mother-in-law told my kids who were there, no, that's not what you saw. Teenagers, 13, 15, and 19.
And so your question for me is what?
How do I explain to him the hierarchy that she is not involved in our family and she needs to be removed from decisions, from access to the kids' cell phones, from
Here's
just
what
being
you do.
in the back of his head?
And you're right in that mother-in-laws on either side, the husband's mother or the wife's mother, should be involved in their family affairs, in their marriage, period. Because what the man doesn't realize is that the mother is trying to control him and the wife is trying to control him. So you have two women fighting over him for control. It's not about love.
And I just want him to leave.
They're fighting for control, right? And so what the father should do, the man, your husband, should do is to get his mother completely, that's why, out of his family. That's why God said to the man, take your wife and go far away from the family.
That's what I told him. And he just doesn't, and he says...
Hold on. From their family. Oh, I forgot the treasure chest is now open on D-Line. What the... The treasure chest is now open. And take your wife far away because you got to have this problem of jealousy, right? So here's what and because I only have your side, because I only have your side of the story, here's what I recommend. And this will work if you do it. All right?
Okay.
Stop fighting with your husband, period. Don't argue about the situation. Don't argue with him about anything and just work on you.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Like, I got fit, I got healthy, and he constantly thinks now that I'm cheating on him, and because I lost like 30 pounds and do my makeup and like.
No, I'm not talking about that kind of work. I'm talking about overcoming your anger, and just stop.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did some self-reflection. I don't argue with him anymore. I just walk away.
But you do argue with him.
Short.
You do argue with him. You just told me you argue with him.
This is stuff that was leading up to this. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But I don't. Like last night when he said, basically because he said she should be involved and because he's the head of the household that she's allowed to be involved. I said, no, Joe, that's not right. And I said, okay, well, I'll call Jesse and I'll ask him.
So is it possible that both of you can come to the phone one day?
Yeah, I mean, he's home right now if you had time.
Is he willing to talk to me?
It's possible.
Well, let me talk to him if he's willing to talk to me.
Okay. Hold on one second.
And I want you on the phone too.
Can I put it on speaker then?
Yes. Let's try to see.
All right, let me grab him real quick.
So
Hey, Joe?
She's going to get Joe. And Joe will be here in a minute. So.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. He left in the Jeep. Ah, dang it.
Oh.
I can see if I could I don't know if I could three-way call him in. Let me try really quick.
Now she's
really quick.
Three-way in him.
I'll see if it works.
He's in the Jeep. You know he's white. He's in a Jeep. Only white men drive Jeeps. And Jeeps are amazing. I love Jeeps. And he's in a Jeep. And now she's going to three-way. And then
Did it work?
I'm driving.
Did it work?
Hey, Joe.
This is Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Joe, you're on the air. I want you to know that, all right?
Oh, okay. Well, hang tight.
Okay, Joe.
Sorry, she disrupts my life in every way possible. Just hang tight 1 second. She doesn't care about anything.
Joe is...
Oh, hey, Jesse, by the way, this is ironic because I was listening to one of your videos just a second ago about the guys and their wives controlling them.
Yeah.
And the one guy he was word for word my life. And the answer that you gave him, I had just heard just before I had heard your voice right now, live, which was he's got to get away from her because he's a weak man acting like a tick. She's like a tick, blood sucking. And that's the situation we have here in this household.
So let me tell you this first, Joe. You're on the radio. You okay with that?
Oh, yes, that's fine.
Okay, number one, your wife said that it's telling me that your mother ruled over you and that you listen to her and it's hard for her to obey you because you follow your mother. Is that true?
That's zero truth in that, Jesse. Zero.
So you don't listen to your mother?
Do you
About
talk
what?
to your mom almost every day for an hour? Do you go to your mom for advice? And did you call your mom during the domestic violence thing for the police? And did your mom show up in court when we went to court?
Listen, I have only one support person in my life, but I only call them once in a few blue moon when it's horrible. My mom, I rarely talk to. She always tries to call me.
She texts her they text almost daily, and I have video of it.
No, I have texts from my mom saying, call me, call me, call me, call me.
It's fine.
I get so secluded with this wife.
I can send them to you, Jesse.
Into seclusion, Jesse.
I'm sorry. Hold on, Mindy. Hold on. I heard your side. I want to hear from Joe.
Yep. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe.
Listen, I know exactly the problem that I'm dealing with in my household, the behavioral disorder that my wife has.
He says I'm a narcissist.
Hold on, Mindy. Hold on. Go ahead, Joe.
She's controlling in every way. I used to be a man. I had a good family growing up, had a good mom. It was a single family, so I understand the evolution since the 50s of families.
Yeah.
Each generation, how they decline a little bit more and a little bit more.
Right.
And the reasons behind that led to that. So our generation, being born in the 80s, grew up mostly with single families, single mothers. So my generation right now, that's at my age in the 40s, have all experienced marriages. So what I believe is, and this is how I feel it to be, my generation, the boys coming from fatherless homes, wanted to set things straight and make it right again. So with our families, our goal was to have the family be together complete. However, at the same time, the females have gotten destroyed so much by this point. They're very narcissistic and very selfish, and they don't think about anybody else. And they all suffered like past traumas and things like that in some sort to, enable this type of behavior to get out of order. So you have this conflict in families today and I'm seeing it left and right with her friends left and right getting divorced. I mean, this and this and that. My goal is to stay together, be a family till death do you part. Her goal is to divide the family and destroy it at all costs. Yeah. But with her words, she's a master liar, and that's what the devil does, right? He's a master manipulator. And these people today, they're master manipulators with semantics, the way they use their words. So I've gotten secluded over the years with this wife draining me to death. So I talk to nobody.
You work. You travel 6 months out of the year. You travel in the Midwest 6 months out of the year.
Mindy, hold on. Just let me finish, and then I have a question for you.
Okay.
There's like 5 weeks out of a year that I travel.
You were gone 12 weeks.
You see semantics, how she uses things out of context and paints new narratives about
I have a calendar.
Mandy.
Yes.
Hold on.
Thank you. Okay.
So what I'm getting at is, and I see this happen, okay, with my own eyes, because as I go deeper into seclusion and I turn away from people more and more, I have two choices. Inwardly, I have to turn. Now I can turn towards evil and focus on negative stuff and be depressed and all this, or I can focus on the positive and you find the answers within God.
Or you go to bars every night until 4 a.m. when you're out of town.
Mandy.
Yes.
Hold on. I've heard your side.
Right.
I need to hear him. I don't want to run out of time here, so hold on.
Okay. So as I do that, what she does is she goes into my ex-world, to all my friends and stuff I haven't talked to, my priest or anybody, and she starts painting narratives. She starts finding negative things to say about me. So then the world around me, you know what I mean, starts to turn against you. Or she likes to say things that other people said you haven't talked to in forever, and they're saying some bad thing about you that you know is not true. So she's always gaslighting you and making you feel more and more shame. I understand, Jesse, I need to get out of this situation. I'm coming from a traditional Catholic philosophy, okay? So that's get married, stay married till the end, because that's the promise we made to God. So I'm doing it for God, not out of emotional love for her anymore. It's just out of duty. However, with the kids, I wanted to keep the kids and everybody together as a family because my generation didn't have that. So I was trying to correct that. But the devil threw the wrench in the family, which is exactly what I'm dealing with.
And so I want to get back to Mandy, but I want to ask. So how long you been married, Joe?
About 17 years, something like that.
And so the only reason you've stayed with her because of your promise to God?
Since 2020. So from the very beginning, for like the first 15 years or whatever, she would always have these weird patterns of behavior that I didn't know were patterns, but I experienced the experiences, and I was always feeling shameful, feeling, like I'm not doing things enough or this or that. But over the years, this is the weirdest thing. Every time I would hear the word narcissist, like even in the 90s and early 2000s, like in a passing joke.
Let me ask you, because of time, is the only reason you stay with her is because of your promise to God?
Yes, because if I physically look at the actions she does to me, she's killing me. Now, if I listen to the gaslighting words she tells me, she loves me to death. You understand? There's a blur of vision there. So you have to break that delusion and see the truth, and the truth is the pain.
Yeah.
And the actions.
So, Mandy, if Joe is as bad as you say he is, why have you stayed with him?
So we temporarily left in January after the physical stuff got bad, just to try to get some time to stay grounded.
So they up and left out of the blue right after Christmas without me even knowing.
No, you knew because you told me you were going to punch me in the other side of my face, and then you were telling me how much you hated me every day.
Because she alienates me from my kids.
Hate me.
She alienates me from my kids, like every other example you've ever heard of this type of behavior.
They watch both of us. They watch both of us.
Hold on.
So, yes, we left, and I came back because he told me he was going to find another family because I took his. And I came back because my goal was for us to reunite, be better after we were able to get grounded, get get back, get our heads on straight, and all of that. So then I came back because he said, you took my, and then he said, well, I don't know if I want you guys back. So I didn't give him a choice. I came back anyway.
And
So he can say all he wants, but the
why
issue is,
did
like
you
I
come
said,
back if he said, I don't want you back?
because I love him, and I want
But
the
if
same
you
thing he
love
wants, our
him-
family to stay together.
Hold on. If you love him, why is all this? Why are you so angry at him?
I'm not angry at him.
But
What I
why?
called for, because the roles of the family, he doesn't
I
understand
know,
the
but
roles
that's
of the
not
family.
your job to push that. That's his job.
Yes, but he needs to hear it from you or someone else other than me, because he doesn't like to consider. He told me I was too dumb for him to consider any videos that I sent him to watch.
And so
He told me I was unintelligent.
You don't understand the level of spying she does on me, Jesse. All the technical ways of spying, the tracking tags in my truck, the changing
He
of my
travels
bank
out
account.
of town. He travels out of town so much, and I would say, "Hey, can you let me
Can
know
you
where
see
you're
the
going?"
controlling nature
I said,
of her?
"Text me when you get back to the
think the
hotel, so
live
I know you're
world right
safe."
now
He
is
would
let
not
me
text
see
me.
this.
Let me do
He
this.
would shut his phone off.
Let me do
All
this
of that.
because of time. May I do this because of time? And then-
Absolutely.
okay. Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
And Mandy, can you hear me?
Yes.
This marriage is over. It has nothing to do with God. Y'all should separate and work on yourself. Don't get with anyone else, but you need to individually work on yourself.
No, divorce.
Yeah,
I'm not.
right.
I'm not just
That's what I
separated.
mean.
We're
well,
divorced.
Well, that's up to you guys if you get a divorce, but this is nothing but hell. You got two devils fighting one another. And Mandy, you're using these words like he abused me and hit me inside my head and all that.
Oh no, I never said abuse.
Well,
I said he hit me.
Yeah, you say he hit you. You're putting
Yeah.
those words out, and those words will be used against him, and it's dangerous. And so
Here's the difference. He hit me. I
know,
picked
but
him
you
up
shouldn't
3
be
hours later.
You shouldn't be saying those things. Period.
Yeah.
And so I recommend do what you want, but this marriage is over. It's not from
Okay.
God. It has never been of God. Stop
Can
the
you tell
fighting.
him though the roles
Stop
so that he knows about the mother-in-law?
Mandy.
The
Joe.
marriage is over, you dipshit.
Can you stop calling me names?
There is no roles for you to follow. You're separated.
So listen, guys.
Thank God.
Listen.
Thank you, Jesse.
Listen. I highly recommend. I'm not saying divorce. That's you guys. If you want to divorce,
Yeah,
but you
If
guys.
he wants to separate, I want a divorce because I'm not dealing with him running around to bars till 4 a.m.
Mandy.
and then coming home and thinking that he can just come home when he's in town.
Mandy, stop trying to control him.
Thank you.
Stop it, Mandy. You're doing what you say his mother's doing. And that's why I'm saying two women trying to control this man, and they're fighting over him, and the man trying to save himself, and it's just creating problems.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overcoming the woman, Jesse. I'm in the process of that. And
But-
she
Yeah,
has
but you
to
still
overcome
haven't
that
removed your
serpent,
mother
like you
from our
said.
family.
Okay,
Still
listen,
haven't removed your
I got to run, but here's what I recommend. Y'all separate immediately. And stop the fighting and work on yourself and see what to do later. But for now,
I literally told her about that challenge of just don't argue for a week
Right.
last night.
yes, stop arguing. You got to drop the arguing.
I know.
And the only way y'all going to do that, you got to be separated from each other because you're so into this arguing now. And,
Well, he travels. He literally was gone all summer. We were separated all summer.
I
But the
understand.
issue
She drives out and stalks me when I'm out of state, too. She
no,
shows
I
up
bring
out of
your
the blue.
kids to see you because you
she
don't even
uses that
bother
as
to
a-
call
as
them.
a plausible
Amazing.
deniability. The kids don't want to be there.
So
You're going to bars until
Mandy,
4 a.m.
Mandy,
It's controlling.
listen. I got to run, but Mandy, don't keep his children away from him no matter what happened with the two
I
of
don't.
you.
I absolutely
She
don't.
does.
I do not.
She turns their hearts against me.
Oh, my
with her
goodness.
manipulative words, Jesse, when I'm not around.
So when
You
we weren't
understand how
living
that
here,
works?
I tried to pay them $200 to come visit him.
When she wasn't
and they
living
didn't
here,
want to
she
be
kept
here
the
by
kids from me. I
themselves.
never saw them. And she
Hundreds
would
of
come over
dollars.
here
I
every
tried to
night
pay
in the
them.
middle of the night and try to have sex with me.
Oh, I'm
swear to
sorry.
God.
You called me.
She would break
too.
barge in. I think my house is getting broken into. And it's her every night.
Just so you
driving
know,
around.
he texted me to come over as well.
I did not.
Look, I got to
All
go.
right, but thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for your help, Jesse.
For now, separate and just
Yeah,
work
can
on
you
each
just let him know, though, about the mother's role so he knows why I
Mandy,
called?
don't worry about that. You work on you, and Joe work on him. And this thing, if it's meant to be, it's going to come back together in the right way. But don't keep the children away from their father and the father
don't.
from the children, and just stop the argument. Stop arguing. You're not helping. It's just two devils arguing, and it making the situation worse.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Can you stop arguing? That's what evil want you to do.
Yes. Can you tell him to remove his mother?
Mandy, just work on you. Joe, work on you, and let me know how it goes, all right?
Well, can you please tell him that, since that's why I called and that's what you said earlier?
Tell him what now?
About removing his mother from the situation?
I just said...
My mother, I have a healthy relationship with her. She tries to manipulate it and make it sound unhealthy.
Okay.
The same relationship you and me have right now, Jesse, is
Not
about
the case.
what we have with my mother.
Not the case. She was holding her hand in court.
Platonic. She does not hold my hand.
Oh, you got both of you doing the silent prayer?
No. I do different prayers.
I've been hearing you talk about that,
Well,
and I haven't looked it up yet.
Well, I recommend for the both of you and for you to separate and work on yourselves, all right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. Amazing. I'm so out of town. I don't know what to do with it. Super chat. Super chats.
Over on Cash App, Tim Scott says, Joe and Mindy, what the? Laughing face emoji. Mandy. Isaiah said on Cash App that one has died for all, therefore all have died.
Amazing. Thank you.
Truck Norris gave a personalized note. We'll have to read it later. Cornerstone says he hit that baby with a holy slap. Laughing face with tears coming out.
The priest. What the?
Isaiah, Cash App, Romans 9. Who can resist his will?
Amazing. Thank you.
Pastor Chatelet, Jesse. Laughing with a Jesse face.
Thank you.
Kind of like that one guy. And thank you guys. Shout out to the top contributors on D Live, including Aries 1 and so many others. Let's see. Games for Rec, Mo Betta, Groovy Monkey, and Kid Combo 1. Thank you guys for your lemons, ice cream, and subscriptions, and diamond. Thanks, guys. And I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Y'all got to stop the fighting, folks. That's what evil wants you to do. How about laying down your weapons and stop arguing with the devil in your head, your thoughts, and then inside other people? Really? You would love if you laid your weapon down. You would love it. So, Mandy and Joe, let me know how it goes. I wish you guys well. Amazing. But it's so typical. It's not new at all. I'm out of time. The Hake Report is coming up now. And then Joe L. Friday TV at 11. And then PunchieTV at 2. Punchie, PUNCHIE.TV. And then the American Anchor Baby, Color Him Energy. The American Anchor Baby at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you for your super chats and all that. Happy Slave Day. Socialist Day. I'm out of time. Bye, y'all. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right? Is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.